Couple things that are really important when you are working on Google Slides. Remember the intent. You have a couple of intent. Your intent is to get the message, whatever's on the slide, to your audience. When you're creating a Google Slide presentation, you have already researched, so the information is not for you, okay? The information should be readable by the people that are in your room. So for you to have a small font, like you're accustomed to typing a book, right, or typing a paper, an essay, and you use like a 12 font. That is what this standard that you will be using in college is a 12 font. But when we have a presentation, your font must be much larger, okay? So what I did was, example, on your title page, if you look at a book, any book, what is the largest portion of this book that you can read? The title. So just like the title is large on a book, your title on your presentation should also be the largest part up here. So for example, I would use a 40 font on here. Then my name, just like the author's name, is much smaller. Because the other thing is, a lot of you guys are leaving name here. When you put your name in there, Antoine Davis or Lisa Guerrero, I don't need you to have name. So what you're doing is, this was set up just to give you an idea of how to do this. But, so you don't have, you're gonna erase name, and when I go in, I'm gonna erase all the names and all the other stuff. But your title is largest, your name is a little bit smaller, and then these things are smaller, even yet. Jesse, can you stop talking and listen, because you're just starting this, right?
Yes.
Okay. The other thing that's really important, when you're doing a presentation like this, everything has to be uniform. And what I mean by that, ladies and gentlemen, I need eyes up here, because I will be taking off points for this. If you put the title, because what we've said is we want math terms, right? So let's say that you put up here the associative property of addition. That should be the largest on this slide. Your definition is going to be a little bit smaller. But now, since you've set this up and you've got a 32 font here, every other definition, if you do multiplication, if you do inverse operation, all of those titles will need to be the same font and size. So you don't want to have associative property at a 32, but then when I go to inverse operation, I'm at a 20. Everything needs to be uniform. So that's the importance of creating a slideshow that people can read, they can see, and it's uniform. So normally when I do it, I'll print out my first page here so I can see it, and I'll put my font sizes. You're not going to change font style. So if you start off with Times New Roman, all of your wording that you are typing will be Times New Roman. Okay? What else? I've seen numerous people put their name in, and the name is in small letters. So when you put in something such as your name, Jesse, that J is going to be capitalized, that U is going to be capitalized. So part of this, even though this is a math class, I'm looking for your grammar. So your capitalization of words, things that need to be capitalized, should be capitalized. Do you have any questions on that? So let's look at an example really quick. You're the last to leave my room today. The last.
I know you said last one of me today.
So let's see what we've got here. Come on. Let me get this slide. So when we're creating our slides, I've seen a lot of really creative backgrounds. And there's nothing wrong with being creative in your background, but remember there are two things that you're trying to do. You're trying to make your slide, I want to say pretty or nice. So the color of your font's important. But when your background is so busy, I have to be able to read the wording. What's really important is the message. And if your slide is so dark or has so many, I've seen all kinds of things. Somebody has all kinds of ice cream cones because they like cones or whatever. All back here, I can't read the wording. And although your background and the design of your slides are really important, the message is even more important. What your information that you're putting on here. So number lines going on here. When I write a definition in, this word definition will probably go away. I might leave it, I'm not sure. The other thing is, see how this is black and this is blue?
Why you doing that?
That's a no-no. And I'm sorry, what did you say?
Why you do that?
Why you do what?
The different colors.
That's what I'm saying, you're not going to do that. You're going to, if you're going to use a blue font, everything is going to be blue. If you're going to use black, it's all going to be black. But notice how the title is larger than the definition. Can you see, Ben, can you see this definition, this word definition? Can you see it okay back there? Then I know that this is an okay font. I would probably make this font here a little bit larger.
24.
I'm not sure what this is, but I would make it larger because although this one word is standing out, if I'm putting a bunch of words there, it may not be as easy to read. The other thing you're going to want to do is check your spacing. Because when you have a PowerPoint presentation, it's not like reading a book. You want a little bit of space in between here because the people in the back row, it's all going to mesh. It's all going to become one big glob. So you want to put a little bit of definition, make this a little larger. And then you're going to put your example. We're not going to write example here. We can see the example is here. Okay? So, any questions? We're good to go?
Yeah.
When is my project due?
March 1st. Which is about 2 weeks.
It is 2 weeks, and we have 1 week off.
So we have 1 week to work on it. When we come back. 2 weeks.
Approximately you have, if you don't work over your break, then you will have 1 week to work on it.
I don't computer at home, so.
Right, and that's fine. So you'll have a day or so to work on it when we get back. But what I am telling you is make sure that your grammar is good, your font size is good. To me, this is a little boring. I have some others that are really, really nice. So we'll look into that. You can cut that off.